Okay, this is not a problem from your booklet yet. I'm going to introduce a concept to you a little earlier, and we're eventually going to come across it again in the notes, but right now, I just want you to write this in a separate place, and I want you to go get your calculator that you're going to be using, okay? I'm going to be demonstrating in TI 30, and I'm going to be demonstrating in TI 84, 83. All right. This is called 5 factorial. This is called 7 factorial, and this is called 13 factorial. I know when a student's not understanding, because they'll say to me, Mr. Solik, what's 5? No. This is not like you would in English. You're not emphasizing 5. 5 factorial means 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. 7 factorial means 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And 13 factorial means 13 times 12 times 11 times 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Okay. Now these two would be pretty easy to do by just typing into your calculator, but this one could get a little tedious. So I want to show you, okay, let's pretend I actually want to get the answer for 13 factorial. Like, instead of putting all this in, watch what I can do. I'm going to go to my TI 30. I'm going to turn it on, okay? And then what I'm going to do, if I'm trying to do 13 factorial, I'm going to type in the 13 first. Then I'm going to go to this little key right here, PRB, called the probability key. And you see if I go down to option 3, that's a factorial, so I'm going to pick option 3. And now what I have on the screen is 13 factorial. When I hit the enter key, there is my answer. 62270208000, a very large number, okay? Now, if I wanted to do the earlier ones, like let's say 5 factorial, remember how we start? Let me show you again. You start with the 5, then you go to the probability key, you pick option 3, which is factorial, and then you hit your enter key. So 5 factorial would be 120. If I wanted to do 7 factorial, you start with the 7, you go to the probability key, you pick option 3 because that's the factorial, the exclamation point, and then you hit enter. So 7 factorial would be 5040. Now, some of you probably have a TI 83 or an 84. These are the only 2 calculators I'm going to be demonstrating. If you have another type, you can always Google, and it will show you online directions for how to do it. But these are the most 2 common calculators that my students have, so I'm going to be using them. Now let's pretend I want to do 13 factorial. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, turn it on, that would help. Let me clear out what's there. Ooh, helicopter, oh my. Okay, come back here. 13 factorial, so I'm going to type in the 13, okay? I typed in the 13. Now I'm going to go to the math key, and notice that there's a column that says Math, NUM, CPX, and PRB. I'm going to use my cursor pad to move over to the probability key. So I went to Math, I moved over to probability, and look at it. What is it, option 4? I type the 4. That gives me 13 factorial, and by hitting the enter key, it expands it to the correct answer. Okay, so this is just a mini lesson on what factorial means and how to find it on 2 of the most common calculators.